Hey everyone, hope y'all are doing great. This is just going to be a blackout message that was originally posted on the community board post, okay? Trigger warning, although I just assume anything here in the world can trigger someone for any reason. If it does, then more inner work is needed. Take this as it resonates and listen with discretion, discernment, and intuition always, okay? What I sensed here, and this is super heavy to feel, so bear with, guys, I'll do my best, in the collective energy, and has been pumping up everywhere despite not even researching it for 3 years. So 3 years might be a timing factor for some of you with regards to this message. This was a message posted 6 months ago, so 3.5 years ago. A lot of it's about narcissistic abuse, victim mindset, victim blaming, hateful, toxic relationships. Pretty much all the red flags are here. Stalking, obsessive behavior, narcissism in general, love bombing, nice masks, emotional manipulation, put downs, isolation from family, friends, behaviors, controlling, manipulating technology and communications, and the like. Mostly male victims of domestic violence, but some feminine, all forms of abuse, not just physical, but also emotional, psychological, and even medical or caregiver abuse as well, okay? Coercive control, emotional manipulation, parasitic behavior, Munchausen by proxy, Munchausen syndrome, Munchausen schizophrenia. In particular, some cultural references and just in humanity news, whatever, that popped up as well. The case of Gypsy Rose Blanchard, Dee Dee Blanchard, Garnet Spears, Lacey Spears, that scene from The Sixth Sense with Misha Barton's character, Kyra Collins, Jodi Arias, Travis Alexander, and there was one other I didn't remember the names of. It was on A&E and has come up repeatedly in video feeds. So the names, partial or full, or words might be identifiers and so forth. Also, the initials GRBDSLKTAJM might be significant as first, middle, or surname initials, okay? I'm also sensing the survival as well as the death of the latter, given a lot of the videos were about freedom and post-leaving and survivor stories, any of the like, including family and friend survivors of the victims, friends of abuse, okay? I definitely sense it's a masculine victim, survivor, and a feminine abuser here to help identify this. So I did pull 3 cards on it briefly, and King of Cups upright, King of Wands upright, and simultaneously a Queen of Wands reversed, a Page of Pentacles reversed, came out to get an idea of who the survivors, victims, bystanders, etc., or the abuser may be, okay? So this could be a number of you here, or at least something you know in your energy. Age-wise, it could also be specific, since I was pulling on 3D specific, so we have masculine victim. Over the age of 35, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Aquarius, cusp, or Pisces. Scorpio, masculine victim, also over the age of 35 as well. That is a Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, or a Scorpio, Sag, cusp, dealing with a very toxic, jealous, narcissistic, possibly physically, medically abusive, and childish feminine that is under the age of 35. Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Leo, Sag, Aries, Pisces, cusp, or even Aries, Taurus, cusp, to give clue if this resonates for you. For those grieving from the loss of someone who was a victim of any form of domestic violence, I am so sorry. I know it's really hard to process, a really hard process to go through, especially if you had a really special bond with the person. I still grieve every day from quite a few circumstances and still won't know what to do or say, having awakened and seeing things about it that I'm not in a position to discuss at the moment. So should I see the folks responsible again, okay? If you are suffering survivor's remorse, I empathize. People I know for decades didn't listen when I voiced concern over a brand new girlfriend in a situation that is beyond narcissistic. I'm convinced she is bona fide sociopathic, given the circumstances. It's really too much for the message right now, but Munchausen by proxy was the start of it, okay? She had been telling stories that matched my life and that of my friends, often that changed with each conversation, and much of which contradicted previous accounts through someone that had a huge tip-off to investigate her behaviors online when I discovered the truth and just how far back she had been stalking people, what for, and what she was really doing. I left the friendship because of her side harassment, which she cleverly played the victim to fool this friend, no less. I knew I should have called APS and CPS for a welfare check after seeing the two look strung out on hardcore drugs after a few short months together, since their last picture on their third month together. When I found out the husband didn't make it after him visiting me, especially after I offered to financially support them a year prior in the best city in the region for his care, and was rebuffed, ignored. I had a hard time coping with that, knowing 5 children had been suffering, watching his suffering and abuse the whole time. Of course, she had lied about 5 children. She only discussed 2 of those kids from the very beginning. So that was another thing that was kind of like a huge red flag, right? I felt extremely guilty for not doing the right thing from the start and needed more healing and to find a way to do the right thing, which I eventually did within Akashic responsibility. Very tough to figure out, right? Ironically, the cards coming out lines up with the husband's sign age group, the friend's sign age group, and the abuser's sign age group as well. So this message also could be a confirmation for me as well. I am part of the collective, after all. I personally am a domestic violence survivor prior to that, 25 years ago. And yes, the friend who got involved with this person knew that too, so it's even shittier to let her abuse me too and enable it. And got out of both of those situations, one where I went into hiding for 20 years. Even my social media presence was clandestine for a long time and was paranoid and couldn't trust many for so long. And the other with a temporary restraining order. So I understand how difficult it is to get help, reach out, and be out there feeling exposed or whom to trust, especially if the perp is a free person and has a network they can abuse if incarcerated. If you are a survivor of domestic violence that has left or is in the process of it, congratulations, I am rooting for you. You deserve peace, harmony, freedom, and unconditional love. Call all the hotlines if you need to. Don't be too proud to hit up a shelter, transition house, hotel vouchers, whatever you have available near you if you're in between housing. Find emotional support groups and get that local support network going. I am sending all of you positive healing vibrations and asking your spirit to assist you in your best, easiest, most apparent way for what's your highest and greatest, most loving good. All right? If you need assistance further, private message me on Instagram, hit me up on Patreon, or email me, okay? If you need that proverbial private shoulder to cry on, or extra resources, a free reading, guidance, or anything, okay? I can see what I can do. I know everyone's situation is unique, and location, available resources doesn't make a situation or break it, okay? And if you need help with healing methods that are in addition to what you can find at the therapist's couch or in a doctor's office, there are so many great methods for healing. I spent the last few years going through my own awakening and grieving processes and saved everything I've tried in various combinations and put them all into those playlists here on the channel, okay? Pretty much from before I started using this personal account for this current purpose, okay? Please feel free to peruse any of them if you would like. As more things come to my awareness, I usually share them here and add them there, okay? Keep those notification bells turned on so you won't miss any. I had a feeling a year ago when I was getting frustrated with the lack of growth that maybe my gifts needed to be here for folks who dealt with similar things as me that are rather horrifying, even as a bystander. And this past couple of very triggering messages may be it for some of you. I'm here for you anytime you need it, okay? So don't forget to hit me up, all right? So that's the message I have. Hopefully it helps somebody. And I wish you all the best. Bye.